Good morning. This is your breakfast news at 8, live from AYOGEN online television. Bringing your breakfast news to you this morning is Marco Jola Oluwatosin Esther. So, here are the headlines. LASU matriculates 6,648 students, announces 50 tuition refund. Data protection bill passes second reading at Lagos Assembly. And on political news this morning, Aregbe Shola's men prayer group seeking relevance in Osun, says Famodun. Desperate politics, not Oshibajos, says support group. And our business news this morning, E-Naira, territory banks join platform as CBN mints 500 million. And as sport news this morning, Italian FA probes Roma fans' racist chant at Osimhen. On our news this morning, insecurity discouraging Nigerians abroad from investing in health sector. On our foreign news this morning, German court sentences IS women to 10 years imprisonment. On our entertainment news this morning, some people will be happy when I'm no more, says Tiwa Savage. So full details coming up next. LASU matriculates 6,648 students, announces 50% tuition refund. The Lagos State University has announced a 50% refund on tuition for outstanding students of the state-owned university who achieve a cumulative grade point average of 4.50 every section. The revelation was made on Monday by the university's Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ibiyemi Olatunji during an address to the new intakes at the 2020-2021 matriculation ceremony that took place at the school's Ojo campus. The Vice-Chancellor explained that the new policy is to create a healthy competition among students to reward top performance and to shave off some financial burden from students who are diligent. We are committed to excellence and determined to emerge as the best university in the West Africa region. As student welfare is top on our priorities, as we will ensure that the learning environment remains conducive for learning. The Vice-Chancellor offered words of exhortation to the matriculants, advising them to focus on the studies and shun deviant behavior. My dear matriculating students, please note that the big distance between matriculation and convocation ceremonies is quite wide and yet so close. It is important that the journey ends successfully, she said. She warned that the university has zero tolerance for cultism, examination malpractices, corruption, and illeganism. Those found culpable will be dealt with in line with their disciplinary mechanisms. The acting dean of the Student Affairs, Dr. Tajuddin Olumoko, added that the main goal of the matriculation ceremony was to give the students orientation on the university's core ethos. Professor Ibiyemi Olatunji was appointed as Vice-Chancellor of Lagos State University in September, becoming the 9th Vice-Chancellor of LASU and the second female to occupy the post in the school's 38 years history. Data Protection Bill passes second reading at Lagos Assembly. The Lagos State House of Assembly has moved to protect companies and individuals' private information as the State Data Protection Bill passed through second reading. Presenting a bill at plenary on Monday, Lanre Afini of Lagos Island 2 explained that the objective was to monitor data processor to avoid manipulation. Afini said an individual must give consent before his or her information was released to the public, adding that the bill will help protect people's privacy rights. Commenting, Rotimi Abiru, representing Shomolu Constituency 2, argued that the bill would generate revenue for the state. Abiru said there was need to take precaution, knowing that businessmen were just recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. Abiodun Tobun of Ekpetu said the bill was apt because of technological advancements, adding that the bill will prevent fraud and transfer of information without the consent of the owner. Ibi Ibrahim Layode said a trend of creating another commission, Lagos State Registration Agency, could take up the responsibility. Layode said it was a waste of time and resources if they created another commission for the purpose. On his part, Chairman of the House Committee on Information and Strategy, David Sentoji, said he was not apprehensive about the section of the bill that was about human rights. David, however, urged the committee to look at the section critically. The Speaker of the House, Mudashiru Obasa, subsequently committed the bill to the House Committees on Science and Technology, headed by Afini, and urged the committee to report back to the new House in 2 weeks. On our political news this morning, Aregbeshola's men prayer group seeking relevance in Osun, says Fadomu. The chairman of Progressive Congress in Osun State, Prince Gboyega Famodu, has said members of the Osun Progressives, a faction of the party, backed by the Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola, should not be regarded as an opposition within the ruling party. Famodu spoke at the APC State Secretariat in Osogbo on Sunday, while receiving the 5-man appeal panel that was constituted by the National Secretariat of the party to look into issues arising from the State Congress held on October Saturday, 16, 2021. The Osun APC chairman, who said the Congress that produced him was the authentic one, adding that the government Gboyega Oyetola decided to allow members of the Aregbeshola's group to conduct a parallel exercise because he knew the disagreement was still a family affair. He said the members of the Osun Progressives are card-carrying members of the party that have enjoyed so much praise patronage as to make people have the impression that they are in opposition. They are not, they are just a prayer group that seeks relevance within the party. One of them once said that they are not in politics for service, but for patronage either through political appointment or contracts. APC is not for that. The Congress, they add, the police did not give permission for every party. What we heard at the stadium is legal. The governor decided to look away because he knew that they were members of the same family. Addressing newsmen at the Secretariat of the party, the chairman of the appeal committee, Ambassador Obed Wadzani, revealed that despite reports that a parallel state congress was held in the state, the panel did not receive any petition or appeal since its inauguration on October 21 by the APC leadership at the National Secretariat, Abuja. Despite politics, the Oshibajo style, says support group. The Progressive Consolidation Group is committed to working towards the emergence of Vice President Yemi Oshibajo as President come 2023, and said Oshibajo's focus on his current job as well as his non-desperation has increased his level of acceptance among supporters. According to the PCG, speculations that Oshibajo renounced a presidential bid long before he declared an interest smacks of mischief, adding that the vice president, who has been appealed to accede to public demands to declare his bid, was yet up to make up his mind. This was contained in a statement titled 2023 Job Focus and Non-Desperation further reinforces supporters. Confidence in Oshibajo's group signed by the chairman of the PCG, Aliyu Kofi, in Abuja on Sunday. He said our dear Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo-san, remains loyal to his boss, President Buhari. He is much focused on the job and he has never been known for desperate politicizing. Specifically, it was stated that an outrageous lie that the Vice President attended any meeting to renounce 2023 presidential ambition or bow to any politician for the same remains an absolute falsehood. How can he renounce when he is not yet even accept or declare? The wishy-washy concocted reports about Professor Oshibajo holding any meeting with any individual or group about a purported withdrawal from the 2023 presidential race is about an illusionary event which only happened in the fertile imagination of mischievous persons. Every well-informed Nigerians know that PCG is the very first 2023 support group to be formally recognized by a progressive party, APC, and we have never sought to prevent or discourage others from following in our footsteps because Vice President Oshibajo will not subscribe to dirty politics games that some typically desperate politicians play. While Vice President Oshibajo's consistent loyalty to Minister President, the APC and Nigerian continues to energize an increasing number of groups and individuals who genuinely believe in our party's progressive cause. Greedy and desperate political elements, along with the manipulated perspectives, must be kept at bay. On our business news this morning regarding the e-Naira, 33 banks join platform as CBN mints 500 million. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has said 33 Nigerian banks have joined the e-Naira platform, and the Apex Bank has minted 500 million naira worth of digital currency. Emefiele said this at a ceremony at Launch Nigerian Central Bank digital currency on Monday at the presidential villa, noting that the platform has recorded an influx of users. He said 33 banks had fully integrated and live on the platform. 500 million has been successfully minted by the bank. 200 million naira has been issued to financial institutions. Over 2,000 customers have been onboarded, and over 120 merchants have successfully registered on the e-Naira platform. The CBN governor also explained that the e-Naira and the physical Naira are the same legal tender and will have the same value, which will be accepted anywhere in the country. As the tagline simply encapsulates, the e-Naira is the same Naira with far more possibilities. The e-Naira, like the physical Naira, is a legal tender in Nigeria and a liability of the CBN. The e-Naira and Naira will have the same value and will always be exchanged at 1 Naira to 1 e-Naira, he said. Emefiele also added that since e-Naira platform went live, the website it receives over 2.5 million visits daily, while pledging that there would be strict adherence to the anti-money laundering and combating the financing of terrorism standards in order to preserve the integrity and stability of Nigeria's payment system. On our sport news this morning, Italian FA probes Rome fans' racist chants at Osimhen. The Italian Football Federation said Monday that it will be investigating a racist chant directed at Victor Osimhen by Roma fans during the goalless draw with Napoli at the weekend. The FIGC said in a statement that a racially motivated discriminatory chant was aimed at Nigerian striker Osimhen, and that its disciplinary authorities will be conducting further investigations to determine both how many people chanted the unspecified abuse and how long they did it for. Roma were fined €10,000, $611 for territorially insulting chants towards Napoli fans. Roma coach Jose Mourinho was one of our 4 managers to be suspended for the coming midweek round of Serie A fixtures after being set off during Sunday's match at the Stadio Olimpico. Napoli's Luciano Spalletti was dismissed after the final whistle for sarcastically praising referee David Mercer, Atalanta Gian Piero Gasperini, and Inter Milan coach Simone Inzaghi were also banned for 1 match after their own red cards. On our health news this morning, insecurity discourages Nigerians abroad from investing in health sector. Many Nigerians in diaspora are afraid of returning home to invest in health sector because of the insecurity ravaging the country. A United States-based medical doctor, Dr. Chitachi Diko, has said. Diko, who is also the chief executive officer of When in Need Foundation, stated that this in an interview with journalists during the unveiling of K Medical Hospital in Abuja. She said a lot of us in diaspora are afraid to come back home because of everything that is going on here. For me, I have a calling which is to help my country in whatever I have to do. I have been able in this country so many times and I've been so many medical missions, but the thing is with that when I do medical missions and leave, I have no idea what happens again. There is no continuity. So I decided this time everyone, including those that can afford and those that cannot afford medical care, when they come to the hospital, they can get treatment. As long as you're sick, you walk in here, you must be seen. That is the difference I am bringing to private health care in Nigeria. I am all about saving lives. I have no fears of political interference or competition. On our foreign news this morning, German court sentences IS women to 10 years imprisonment. A German convert to Islam has been sentenced to 10 years in prison on charges that, as a member of the extremist Islamic State group in Iraq, she allowed a 5-year-old Yazidi girl she and her husband kept as a slave to die of thirst in the hot sun. Berlin, a German convert to Islam, was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Yazidi girl and her husband kept as a slave to die in test. And in Hudson, the higher regional court in Munich convicted a 30-year-old identified only as Jennifer W. in line with privacy rules of, amongst other things, membership of a terrorist organization abroad, abiding and abetting attempted murder, attempted war crimes, and crimes against humanity. German news agency DPA reported federal prosecutors had accused the woman from Lone in Lower Saxony of standing by in Iraq as her then husband chained the young Yazidi girl in a courtyard and left her to die of thirst. The child was defenseless and helplessly exposed to the situation. Judge Joachim Beha said on Monday, adding that W had to reckon from the beginning that the child was tied up in the heat of the sun, was in danger of dying. However, she has done nothing to help the girl, although this had been possible and reasonable for her, Beha said, according to DPA. W grew up as a Protestant but converted to Islam in 2013. German media reported that she made her way to Iraq through Turkey and Syria in 2014 to join the IS in 2015. As a member of the extremist group's Morality Police, she patrolled parks in Fallujah and Mosul, armed with an assault rifle and a pistol as well as an explosive vest, and looking for women who did not conform with the street codes of behavior and dress, prosecutors said. She was taken into custody while trying to renew her identity papers at the German embassy in Ankara in 2016 and deported back to Germany. On entertainment news this morning, some people will be happy when I'm no more, says Tiwa Savage. Nigerian singer and songwriter Tiwa Savage has stated that some people will be happy when she's no more. The mother of one took to Instagram story on Monday to state that she was sad at the passing of her dad and friend Obama DMW, also known as 44, who was also Davido's aide. She said, "I was sad at the passing of my dad and 44, but at least they are no longer in this cruel place. Some people will be happy when I'm no more." Born Habib Uthman Obama DMW died on June 29, 2021 after a brief illness. The Sorono singer has announced the death of her father on the 19th July 2021. The star-studded elaborate ceremony on September 3, 2021, the singer buried her father in Lagos. Shortly after the release of her extended play project Water and Gary, however, Tiwa Savage's recent post comes a week after a sex tape featuring the singer and her current lover surfaced online. As the video went viral after its release on Monday night, some celebrities drummed up support for the singer as they uploaded a picture and hailed her on social media. However, some celebrities also berated those who supported the singer and made the scandal Tiwa Savage had said, "Charge that shit to the game and never speak on it again." And that'll be that on our breakfast news. To stay with us, we'll be right back shortly. Welcome back. We're still on our breakfast news here from AYOGEN Online Television. Highlight of our news this morning. Last to matriculate 6,648 students announces 50 tuition refund. Data protection bill passes second reading at Lagos Assembly. On our political news this morning, Aregbe Shola's men prayer group seeking relevance in Osun, says Famodun. Desperate politics, not Oshibajo's, says support group. On our business news this morning regarding the e-Naira, 33 banks join platform as CBN means 500 million. On our sport news this morning, Italian FA probes Roman fans' racist chants at Osimhen. On our health news this morning, insecurity discourages Nigerians abroad from investing in health sector. On our foreign news this morning, German court sentences RS women to 10 years imprisonment. On our entertainment news this morning, some people will be happy when I'm no more, says Tiwa Savage. And that will be that on our breakfast news this morning. Do thank you for watching. I remain your host, Makonjola Oluwatosinesta. Do have a blessed day and continue to watch on online AYOGEN online television. Thank you.